Hello everybody, welcome back to some Dark Souls. We're gonna go one more try on Havel. One more try before I give up and move on. One more try. Controller just stopped responding there for a second, which is a really bad sign and weird. Maybe my battery's running out or something? I don't know. I should probably check that actually. The overlay does not pop up over the game. Great, I have no idea what my battery setting is at right now. Whatever. It should be okay. Probably. Hopefully. Ish. You're out of range. Boop. And shank. And slice. You're dead. Do. Yeah. We'll see how well this one last attempt goes, and if I die again, then I'll just move on to one of the actually more annoying boss fights in the entire game, despite being literally the first boss after the tutorial. Thanks for that, game designers. Appreciate that one. I'm very lucky that he did not punish me for that, because I swung before I should have. I attacked before it was safe to attack, and fortunately my attack was quick enough to hit him and kill him before his carried through and hit me back. Whoa. 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 Careful there, buddy. Careful. Backstab. Hey, buddy. Hey. Looking for a sword to the gut? I was gonna say face. Well, I almost did say face. I said most of face, and then I went gut because that's where it actually hit. Because, you know, I don't aim that high. Not when I'm stabbing. That would be unnecessary. Hey, buddy. That was bad, but at least I didn't take damage for it. Oh, I didn't get my actual plunging attack. There we go. Doing a plunging attack is literally as simple as clicking the attack button while you're falling. If you want to do a plunging attack jumping off of a ledge, then you can do a leaping attack, which is tapping forward and heavy attack at the same time. That's what that was. Hey, buddy. Oh, I'm out of stamina. I shouldn't be trying to block. Got him. By the way, the main difference between the quality of swords, or not swords, of shields, I'm talking about shields here. Quality of swords is an entirely different matter, but quality of shields is primarily based on how much of what it blocks. Because you can see here, I just unequipped it. Good job, me. Heater shield. See, damage reduction percent? That number is what the percentage of that type of damage that it blocks while being held up. So 100 physical means it blocks 100% of physical damage. 30 magic is 30% magic, 70% fire, 50% lightning. Stability is how much stamina gets consumed for each point of damage that is blocked. Higher stability means less stamina. So obviously higher stability is good because it means you can block more damage without without getting staggered like that. Alright, Havel. Whoa! This is not going well. Top myself off. Gonna backstab. There we go. Okay, stay calm, focus, get him in the pattern. This is the pattern. You just combo backstabs. You backstab, he goes down flat on his face, you circle around to where his back will be when he gets up, and you backstab him again. And you just keep doing this until he stops getting back up. Except now he's backed into a corner, and I need to get him out of that corner before I can backstab him again. Because I can't get behind him when his back's against the wall. Ah. I almost had it the first time, and then I've gotten worse each consecutive time. I'm gonna leave these 3,500 souls and move on to the boss. I'm just gonna go. Man, it sucks to not get Havel's ring. I usually do. I'm just doing poorly this time. I'm not sure why. But it's better to just move on and come back for it later, because it's Dark Souls. game's very open world-ish. Like, it's not actually open world. The path you're supposed to take is actually fairly linear. But, there's a lot of exploration to be had. And there's also a lot of every area of the game connects to every other area of the game somehow. So it's very easy to backtrack all over the place. Especially later when you get the item that lets you teleport between bonfires. Which is like the biggest convenience upgrade in the entire game by a mile. You don't know what fast traveling in Dark Souls is until you get that thing. But that doesn't happen until much later in the game, so don't expect that soon. You don't actually have to deal with that guy in that corner there at all. I just feel like it. You can just go right past him. He won't follow you or anything. Anyway. Whoosh. Whoosh. Whoa. 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 That went very badly. There we go. And can I get a backstab? I can. One of those guys dropped something. Probably armor. Oh, short sword. Isn't that exactly what I'm already using? No, I'm using a long sword. Okay. Right, and the knight class starts with a broadsword. I don't think there is a class that starts with a short sword, but the short sword is basically a worse long sword, I think. If I remember right, it's basically a long sword with a slightly worse stat line. Or a broadsword. It's one of those with a slightly worse stat line. Worths. Die already, God. And plunging attack. Got him. Spear. I was hoping for Hollow Soldier Shield, because that's one of the better shields to get in the early game. Shank. When I was starting with those early game cheese strats, I could have... Oh, I want to go for Havel again, but no. No, I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I can't keep dying on camera forever. I'll make myself look like an idiot. I mean, I already do look like an idiot. I tried to Havel like 5 times. Should have just moved on. Or gotten it right on the first try, which I almost did, but whatever. So this is the first boss, or rather this is the arena for the first boss. What you want to do is you want to come immediately up that ladder and clean up these guys. Ow! So that they don't rain arrows onto you during the boss battle, which is really bad. There we go, got him this time. But, I like how you have to climb up ladders slowly, but you can just slide down them quickly. I'm going to keep the gold pine resin on my hotbar. I'm actually going to top my health off before I do this too. And I'm going to equip my Zwei. And I'm going to two-hand it, because it'll just make this fight a lot easier and a lot quicker. So you walk over here until you see him spawn and jump out. That was a sneeze. That was rather poorly timed sneeze, in fact. But when you see him coming, you run back here, you climb up the ladder. This is the easiest way to win this fight, by the way. You gold pine resin your weapon, and you plunging attack right onto his face, and that's half of his health gone. And then you just abuse the bonus damage from the gold pine resin and you destroy him. Hooray. Ta-da! Taurus Demon done. If you don't do that, and you don't have, like, a really strong weapon like the Zweihander, with the gold pine resin, which adds like an extra 50% damage, because he's really weak to lightning for whatever reason. If you don't kill him like really quickly, it turns into a really annoying fight, because it's such a narrow space to fight him in, and his hitboxes are really big. And it's just all around really awkward and uncomfortable and not pleasant. So you want to just get that fight over with as quickly as you can. Anyway, here's Sunbro.
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow, far from it. I am Soler of Astora, an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. Now that I am undead, I have come to this great land, the birthplace of Lord Gwyn, to seek my very own son. You find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time.
Solaire is a member of the Sunbro Covenant, and he's like the best NPC in the entire game. He's also got the most memes, which is, you know, big selling point for me personally.
Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Hell yeah.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
And see, if you say yes here, Solaire gives you a very, very important item for the game.
This pleases me greatly. Well then, take this.
The White Soapstone.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation.
Jolly
Of course, we are not the only
cooperation.
ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
Alright, so long story short, White Sign Soapstone is what you use for the co-op mechanic in this game. Now, this game is notorious for having terrible multiplayer connection, but whatever. The way the co-op works is quite simple, really. You have your White Sign Soapstone. You mark it down on the ground, like so. And I'm just going to remove it so that nobody summons me, because that would be awkward. But you set your White Sign Soapstone, you set your summon sign on the ground. Somebody in another game can see that soapstone, that sign, and they can use that to summon you as a spirit into their world, where you can co-op with them and help them, and you stay with them until either A, you die, or B, you help them clear the boss of the area that they summoned you in. And if you complete B and kill the boss of the area, then you get half of the souls the boss normally rewards, and a free humanity. Now, what's humanity? It's, you see that little the 0, 0 in the top left corner next to my health and my stamina? That's my active humanity, or my liquid humanity, it's called. Excuse me. Humanity is, long story short, more humanity gives you better drop rates for items of all kinds. And you can consume one humanity to stop being a zombie and become an actual living person. Hooray! This increases all of your elemental resistances and just all of your defenses all around. It's really great. But if you die, then you go back to a zombie. And as long as you're human, other players can invade you, which is the PvP mechanic. Somebody can just jump into your world, murder you, and then go back to their world with one more humanity than they had when they attacked you. But as long as you stay a hollow zombie, like I am right now, nobody can mess with you, and you're just basically stuck in single player unless you set down as White Sign Soapstone and somebody summons you. But you have to be human. You have to have restored your humanity and not be a zombie in order to see other people's summon signs and summon them to help you. So that's kind of the whole mechanic. I wasn't talking about anything that happened there, but long story short, you step out onto the bridge, about where that black smudge on the bridge was. Angry Dragon comes by, breathes fire on the whole bridge. If you don't get to cover, you die, basically. But after it breathes fire, you just run up to the bridge, come down here, come on down here, down this little staircase. There's that ladder, you kick it down. It's a shortcut to the bonfire from before, that we used before. The bonfire respawned at like 6 times while I was fighting Havel, before I moved on, because I'm terrible at this game. Anyway, there's a little cheese strat you can use here, that I'm going to use here, obviously. I'm gonna try for the Drake tail bit, but it doesn't usually work, so we'll see what happens. Most people get it to work, but not me, because I'm bad, but whatever. If you sit here long enough, the Drake will jump down on the bridge, and as soon as it does that, you can run right past. I got the sword! Yes! If you use the soapstone, or the gold pine resin rather, at the right time, and you score a good hit on its tail, you can take the tail off in one hit, because that is a mechanic in Dark Souls where you hit a lot of specific enemy types in the tail and you cut off the tail, which gives you a unique item, and that is the Drake Sword from the Red Drake. The Drake Sword is like the strongest one-handed sword you can get for the first 5 areas of the game, and a very common strategy is to get the Drake Sword through one cheesy way or another, and by so doing, have a very OP weapon to carry you through the early mid-game. I'm not going to be using the Drake Sword, obviously, I have my Zweihander instead, but, you know. I'm going to switch back to my longsword for now. I could use the Drake Sword if I wanted to, but I kind of don't, because it's too overpowered. It makes the game less fun. I want to change order. There we go. I want to put the longsword and the Zweihander at the top of the list, so I stop having to scroll when I want to switch between them. There we go. But the thing I did there, where you make the Drake go down, and then when it breathes fire, you just run over here. This is a bonfire. That's the only way to get to this bonfire. And this bonfire lets you open this switch, which opens this gate, which is a really convenient shortcut, because if you don't do that, you have to go underneath the bridge, fight like 4 rats at once down there, and it's really awkward and painful and uncomfortable, and I don't want to do that, so I do the Drake trick instead. And that's that. Anyway, I'm going to re-equip my Zweihander quickly, because we're going to go fight another one of those Black Knights. Remember that guy who was guarding the blue tear stone ring that I forgot to equip for like 20 minutes after I got it? Well, there's another one of those guys, this time with a stronger weapon. Ow! Yeah. This guy's tougher because he's got a great sword instead of a normal sword. The great sword knights are the most dangerous variants of the knights. But if I can kill this guy, he might drop his great sword, which I'm never going to use. And he's not guarding anything that I can take, so really there's no huge benefit for me killing this guy, except just bragging rights, basically. He's kind of like a worse Havel, in the same way of his attack. Well, actually, he's a lot nastier than Havel. He does almost as much damage as Havel, as you saw when he hit me once and took all of my stamina and almost all of my health while I was blocking. But, oh, the boar. Oh, you don't want to deal with the boar. I think, actually, I'm going to end this episode here. I have no idea how long the relative times for these episodes are. I haven't actually been looking at the clock, but, well, we'll find out. We'll find out. But I think that's going to be it for now, and I will see all of you in the next episode of Dark Souls when we go deal with that big fucking armored as shit boar, and have a grand old time dealing with that big guy. Maybe we'll stab him in the butt. Maybe we'll lure him into some fire. Those are both easy ways to deal with him. Well, easy. You can't see me making verbal parentheses there, but whatever. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one, and I hope you have a good time. Bye.